Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.
So just a bit of housekeeping, just before we start, just so you know. If you need the toilet, it's over there. The fire exit, the window's just here, so just jump. It's not too far, you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna get another beer quickly, man.
Okay, all right, come on. And then, Prost, alta Skool. Oh, you can't see mine.
Dude, that's crazy. How you do that? Yeah, sometimes I see it, sometimes not.
That's zoom, baby. That's zoom.
Zoom.
You have a J filter on the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, have you got your appearance filter sorted out? I'm not this pretty in real life.
Damn, I found that filter. So nice for the face.
Okay, guys, so welcome to episode 2 of DRGNCAST. I hope you checked out the first one with Brinton Gunderson. If you like it, please don't forget to comment on the comments below, like it, and subscribe to our channel. This time, I've decided to bring along a co-host. He's one of my oldest buddies, my true school brother. I want to introduce to you Mr. Sam Cooke.
Safe, man. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me, bro.
Nice man. I think you've got we're going to do a little weekly section here.
Yeah, well, fortnightly, twice weekly. So we're going to do this podcast every couple of weeks, and we've got a new feature here, and we're going to call it Flex of the Fortnight. So what that is basically is a clip that we've noticed online, any streetboarding clip in the last couple of weeks. Not necessarily the best clip, but just one that we're feeling, one that we like the flex of. Okay, so this episode's clip goes out to Matt Kinsella. His Instagram is matt.kinsella, KINSELLA09, with this nice little backside 180 pop. I don't know if he hits his tail or what there, or the truck on the curb. Oh, yeah. Nice.
He gets it nice and flat. Backside
drop, man. He's got...
So I've got a couple of shout outs. I've got people wanting to get shout outs. So big up to Robin Pickering, who got the #1 Dragon board at the launch party, but then also to his crew on the south coast of the UK. Big up to South Coast Streetboarders. They've been out ripping it, I think, the last weekend. Also, just before we kick in, it's a nice little link. Big up to Sergi Nicholas and Mete and the new August. Like, they've just had their first little baby, and just told me that I'm going to be one of the padrinos. So, I'm so happy for them. Legend of the sport. And actually, talking to Sergi Nicholas, for me to introduce our guest today, he actually just texted me this just now. I told him I was going to interview him. And he said, tell Thomas, so Thomas Kienle is our guest today, tell Thomas that Sergi admires you big time for all your effort and never giving up and pushing the sport like no other. I know it's not a question, but it's a true statement. And I think there's no better way to introduce Thomas. He's been in the scene for, I actually don't know how long. That's why I wanted to interview you, so I actually have the chance to ask that question, how long you've been riding, but we'll get to that in a minute. How you doing, Thomas? I heard there was some trouble in Stuttgart this last weekend about some guy who got arrested for drugs. Were you around?
Yeah. Hi, Jay. Hey, Sam. Thank guys for having me on DRGNCAST. So nice. I don't know what's happening in Stuttgart, so for sure there were some troubles, but I was in the Alps. I was
nice.
in Steiermark, and a friend of me is what's the name? Diary Mate.
The Diary Mate?
Diary Mate, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
we went there for having some hikes, and it was a really nice weekend. So I didn't know what happened here.
Okay.
But kids go crazy.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I think some kid got caught with drugs and they all went a little bit mad. Cool. Well, I think we should start. Let's start at the beginning. When did you start snakeboarding?
Dude, that was in '95. Actually, I was really bored in the summer because all my friends were gone, and the sport was really popular in this year. And the year before also, many people were doing it. And I thought, fuck that. Want to have everything, every new shit. And it's just a trend. But then I feel bored, and I bought one of those, and I did nothing else. I
Did you
get
did you come from skateboarding before that, Thomas? Or
well, actually, I was skateboarding like in the middle of the 80s, like in 86. I was doing like bobsled, skateboarding, and some
Hmm,
old school tricks. But really, I started with snakeboarding in 95.
okay.
And like 5 years later, like around 99, 2000, did a lot of skateboard. So I was close to change the sport.
But
So
that was like the big times of that was when Snakeboard was doing really well in the late 90s.
yeah, well, it broke down in the end of the 90s, and then when streetboard hype will come out, yeah.
Back in '95, was that because the World Championships in '95 were in Munich? So did you start before the World Championships, or was it because of the World Championships that you?
No, I didn't know about that championships. But I got the board in June, I think, something around that.
Mhm.
And I was not like into contest, but
Mm.
suddenly I was in North Italy, in Brixen, and there was like some cup, and I joined there, and I compete after like 3 months in the slalom.
Did you
It
win?
was yeah, for sure. No, not at all. I think I was last, but I think that was the only slalom competition I was joining. Well, no, we did another slalom competition with Sebastian, with Flo, with Ilya, with all the crew back in the days, like in '97, just for joke, who can cross more, how they called? The little
Cones.
pillows? No, slalom.
Slalom cones.
Yeah,
Pillars.
who can kick more?
So who did you start with? Did you have a lot of friends that rode snakeboards? Or
No, that was I started like kind of alone, but in my town there were like a couple of guys, like 10 people doing it, and I was with them like all of the time. And like 1 year later, in '96, I meet the guys from Weiblingen, like Max Meyer, Ilya Bromberger, Maciek Bilik, and Anja Kurz for sure. She was way about that time, and then we start to skate like every day together.
Yeah.
The snakeboarding back then in the UK was quite big. You know, they had like a big tour. There were pro riders. Were you part of that in Germany?
No, not at all with the snakeboard. The first I got into like sponsorships and stuff was with Anderson. So back in the snakeboard days, I had nothing like this.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Of the old school snakeboard days back then, who would you say was the best German rider?
Well, Ingo for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anya and Ingo, yeah.
Still the best German rider.
Still riding. Yeah, respect.
Yeah, still riding.
Do you ever speak to Anja Kurz?
Well, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for a while. She's in China still. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I heard she was out there for a little while. So we got to like '99. So Michael Ritter, he was the guy who ran it all in Germany at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meet him 2 times or 3 times, but I didn't know him really good, so
No.
I hadn't not much contact to this guy. But I have still good contact to a lot of snakeboarder, like back in the day, Weiblingen scene, and I go snowboarding with them from time to time.
Yeah, cool.
And just one of the old school guys, Maciek, just re-entered.
Oh yeah.
We have super nice new bowl in Weiblingen, and so he re-entered, and we do some sessions there.
Sweet. Is that so? Weiblingen, is that close to Stuttgart?
Yeah, it's really close. It's like 10 Ks. So.
Okay. Oh no, dude, you could run
that. You could run that every day, man, in the true school nowadays.
Cool. Well, and then who was it who ran Anderson then? Who owned Anderson?
That was Michael Ritter. Yeah.
That was Ritter. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But they had a couple of employees back in the days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did he start that? So you rode for their pro team?
No, I was in the B team, I think.
Okay.
That was just the flow team. I think it was in '97, and then they came out with another brand with Think Twice.
Yeah.
I remember Max Meyer was in the ISPO in the Munich trade fair, and he said to me and Christian, come, hey, we have a surprise for you. Come to Munich like now. And then we got sponsored by that brand.
I completely forgot about that shit.
Think Twice. They said,
yeah, those were good boards. Christian was riding one in like 2001, I think.
well, the wood was pretty bad.
Yeah,
The
but
were pretty bad. The trucks were all right, and actually the trucks were the one that we set the standard for the dimension trucks, and all the other trucks that are coming after.
well, Anderson was the first brand to make wooden decks.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Wooden
But they were not popular in the UK, I think. You guys start skating wood decks like really late.
Yeah, we had a bit of resistance to that. We were we were down with the old school, and we kind of still are. And I think maybe it's moving back that way a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think we Sam and I only started riding because we filmed one on snakeboards, so we only started riding wood boards when Dimension came out. Those were our first.
Yeah, AS1.
Yeah.
Because of it's just really hard with the boards to do slalom. Is that why?
Yeah, man.
Well, I think it was more about having speed for street and gaps. You know, because the Anderson boards were so heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I first picked up one of them, I was just, fuck this, you know.
Dude, for gaps, the plastic boards were crazy.
Yeah.
They were great, except for when the suspension used to pop out.
So, that was the worst.
Yeah.
You could even land in the stairs and roll away.
Yeah. So moving on, so like all I remember was, so the first time I met you guys was I think that was in 2000. There was that demo in Munich.
Yeah, it was the competition in the Olympia Park, I think.
Yeah, that was it.
With the orange, red ones, Punica.
Yeah. And then is that the first time you met like Brinton and Dan and Zig and all those guys?
I think so.
Yeah. You did you come to the UK for
No. Brinton, no, I think there was just you guys. You and Sam. I don't know if Steph was there. I think just you and Sam.
No, not me, man. I didn't know Jamie then.
Yeah,
okay.
It was just, me and Steph. So
you and Steph.
So you didn't come to the UK for the 97 Euro Championships or any of that?
No.
No. Cool.
In this year, I was really hurt. I had like two casts, like up here, both arms.
Actually,
it started with the first.
We had a question about that from someone. Who was that, Jamie?
Sebastian Hoffman actually asked us when we put it on Instagram to ask you the story about when you had two broken arms. So yeah, and I'm curious to know why did you have two broken arms? How was it the same time, or you did one and then the other afterwards?
Yeah, I did one and the other wood.
No,
it was I think a big session. I think probably I saw Ingo the first time on that day, but I'm not sure. And the first one was just stupid. I tried to do a backside nose blunt, had too much speed in the vert, and I did like backside air, backside nose blunt, hang up, and ended up in the flat. So I got the first one. So it was the little bone here that causes so many problems to many riders. And like 2 weeks later, we went to a skate trip to Switzerland. And back in the days, they had like Sattel. There was a big, huge outdoor park. I think it's shut down for a long time, but it was amazing. And also Cooke bar. There was an indoor, and on some stupid trick, I just felt really bad, and I broke another one, and I came back home with two full-on chests.
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, I was going to say, man, that kind of poses some
Was good to get. It was good to get girls because I was chilling in the skate park, and our skate park back in the days was like a roller disco full of inline girls cruising around. And I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. I'm itchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. So moving on, like, what Ositos? I mean, when did you guys start Ositos?
Well, that was in 2002. Maybe you want to explain to people what is Ositos, or
maybe you would like to. I think
it wasn't.
You to explain that, bro.
It was in 2002. I started up a company with Max Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
We did the mainly we did the distribution for Dimension Streetboards. I remember Brinton was asking me in 2001 in Argentina if I'm interested in representing a new brand in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, it sounds good, but I don't know if I have the knowledge and the know-how and everything. And I think that time Max Meyer was in Spain, and he just moved back to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And was the perfect timing to start up like a small company, like a grow within. We didn't have much money. We were poor like rats, but it started out great. We lived like rats for years.
So once a rat, always a rat. Why did you call it Ositos?
That's a funny story. That's also, I think it was in Utah at Worlds 2000, and Sergi was playing with. Oh no, I was playing with little Ositos gums. That's like the Haribo stuff, and I did like a stop motion video on the handrail of the World Ram. And Sergi was passed by. He was a stupid little kid that time. Hey, Ositos man! And when we thought about the name, was one of the options, and yeah.
Cool.
It's all right.
Because in Spanish it means little bear, doesn't it?
It means a little bear, yeah.
Yeah.
Ositos bears. So is that around the time that you got on Dimension?
Yeah. It was from the start, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And so how was that, those early years on Dimension? There were some few crazy trips. I mean, have you got a particular trip that was your favorite in the early 2000s?
Dude, there were so many massive trips, but like the early Dimension things, I really loved the Korea show tour. We spent like almost 2 weeks in Korea.
Wow.
You're like celebrities out there, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. We had like 20 minutes live show in TV. We were skating like in a stadium with like, it was just like the corner of the stadium, but still like 4,000 people. And the crazy thing there, the designers, the ramp builders just built that skate park out of pictures. They had no like real proper skate ramp architect. So they just tried to do something and imitate. And the park was really sick. They had kind of like a mega ramp or a mini mega, but that thing was crazy. It was like a 6 meter, really steep rolling.
Yeah.
And that was a tiny quarter, and this one more steep. So you did like a 6 meter roll in, and then you end up like doing a little air and then a small trainee. And also we just looked under construction. It was like just tiny wood everywhere. It was crazy.
Who hooked up that trip? Was that how did it get hooked up?
Thank you, Victor, for organizing that back in the day. And we got an invention from the Korean distributor.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name. We have a bunch of people take care about us with some money to spend around. And Victor was there, Spit was there, Sergi, Max Meyer, yeah.
What's Max Meyer doing these days?
Oh, he's a gardener, and he climbs from time to time. He's a rock climber.
Yeah.
And he's living in the same city than Mario
really?
Cooley. Yeah.
Well, okay. Talk to us about Mango a little bit. Are you proud?
Dude, this guy is blasting. So
yeah. So you brought him up, man. He's got your style.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, this is good to have someone that pushes you. So if I would skate with Mango, my level would be going down. I just turned 40 like 1 month ago. So.
Dude, your level has been consistently banging for the last 20 years. I mean, you brought out that section in Cancellation, which was only street, and that got section of the year, and it fucking slayed it, man. But you also kill it on vert too. So what's your secret?
Well, I just love to skate. I have no pleasure at all, and I think there's no secret. It's just natural flow. I don't know.
Okay. So we were talking about the Dimension days. I think we've got you had a pro model with Dimension, didn't you?
Yeah, there was I think after it got announced in the Worlds in China, I think 2012.
Yeah.
But it was no slick. I couldn't skate the bar, so
no.
No, it's just a no.
You ride it now?
No, in my setup now is a Cartel 55 plate.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a Gaspacho 55 bar.
Okay. So I think we had a question about the Dimension graphic. Me from someone?
Yeah, I think it came from I think it was Robin, because I'm trying to look it up here. Robin asked or was it Marek? Marek or Robin asked?
I think it might be Marek.
Yeah, Marek asked if what was the inspiration behind your graphic on the Dimension board?
Well, it was actually it was the main guy behind that graphic was Victor. And I just say, yeah, okay, it's all right. I really love the square with the meat eating plant. I love it. That was totally my idea. But we had, I don't know, we did like 4 or 5 different graphics, and nothing was really fitting or matching, and so. We had to switch to a portrait design because the other boards also had like portrait design.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of like it.
I remember you had a graphic for Kissed with a squirrel with a gun and some guy holding a nut or something like that. Where did you get the idea for that?
Well, I can't remember. I thought it's graphic on a Chinese market, I think.
Yeah.
Something similar like this. Maybe in London.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was in Camden Town because I remember.
You saw someone wearing it on a T-shirt, and he wasn't a streetboard.
But talking of quiche there, so you've run Ositos, you still have Ositos, and which is your online distribution company and you know online store for streetboard parts. But then you started quiche there skate shop. When was that? In the late 2000s?
That was 2010. Yeah, and I came with the idea in 2009, and this store right next to the best skate park in South Germany just was empty. And I talked to the owner, And he said, well, I don't want skate shop. I don't want skate shop at all. I don't want to have all these people in this building. And then there were some random people renting it. And like half a year later, it was empty again.
Mm.
And I asked the guy again, and then he said like, okay, whatever, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I run it for like 4 years.
Mhm.
It was like a real core shops. We don't have any like fashion stuff or just really tiny fashion things. We just had hardware and kids all
Across
the
the
time.
road from a skate shop.
It was like a youth house with videos, music. Yeah, it was a nice
This is
time.
the perfect place for a skate shop too. You're right across the road from that skate park.
Yeah,
And that's got a roof now. Do you still skate there?
yeah. They made it an indoor
Uh-huh.
roof on it because they had to, because the neighbors were tried to sue it.
Yeah.
So they had to shut down it, and so we decided to make like a petition for a roof or some possible to keep the skate park there, and it
Yeah.
worked. We had like 5,000 people signed that in like 1 month, and I give it to the government here in Stuttgart, and they made a really quick decision and a really quick solution for this park. Yeah.
Cool.
So what's it seem like in Eastbourne? No.
Pardon?
Stuttgart. Sorry. What's the scene like in Stuttgart at the moment? Is there anyone else to ride with, or is it just you?
Yeah, I skate with Mario all the time. When I had like back in the days with the skate shop, I skated with skateboarders a lot, and right now I skate with Mario. Like if it's good weather, like 4 or 5 times a week sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
So he lives in Stuttgart too?
He lives in it's called Stetten. It's like 12 k's from Stuttgart.
Oh, what do you skate mostly?
In the summer, we skate Weiblingen, the new bowl.
Yeah.
There was the BMX World Cup last
Oh
year.
yeah, is that where Mario does that? Like he does a nose grind around the corner of the big bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that place that looks sick.
It's a super nice park because I love the surroundings. It's like in the middle of the park, so it's green with grass. There's some animals. It's quiet, and there's still people walk by, and it's just a nice place to skate and a lovely place to hang out.
What kind of animals?
There are some how do you call them? Highland cows.
Cows.
Cows?
Highland cows. The red ones with the big horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish Highland.
Wow, and you don't get that in Vicky Park.
No,
Or the-
definitely not. Definitely not get that around here. Well,
a few cows down at the level, but yeah.
I tell you what, talking of like your Stuttgart and the local area, one of the questions we had, and that was from Marek. He's asking, what's the best place to eat schnitzel in Stuttgart?
Oh. I think I've been there, bro.
Yeah, we have one Uncle Otto thing. The schnitzels are massive, but you can share with like 2 people. I think the Spanish guys, when they're here, they're always celebrating it. Yeah.
We went to that schnitzel place.
I don't know. It's a good time to get vegan now or vegetarian. So fuck the pigs, fuck the schnitzel.
Are you vegan?
No, not at all.
No.
But I try to research a little bit more than like back in the days, and yeah, I don't eat meat every day. And
So
just we've been in Austria, and we had some happy pigs and some happy pork.
Are you kind of thinking about your health and your diet and things now? You're 40. I think you said you're 40 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you starting to think about kind of like your fitness and your
Yeah,
diet
sure,
and all that kind
bro.
of stuff? Yeah, me too, bro.
Sam, how old are you?
Forget about that. Talk about stuff.
38? We got another question, and like going back to like you've always, you've always skated everything. You master on vert, but then, and we'll get onto cancellation in a minute. Master like on street, you got the sickest tricks, mini, skate park. You'll skate everything. What's the hardest? And this is again from Marek. I think he sent in quite a lot of questions. I don't know. I know you're friends, and he's on your team. He could ask you yourself. So,
always when we have the cancellation, like team meetings, especially during Corona, when we had a Sally party, was always Eddie and Mario, but Marek was hard to get on the phone.
Well, maybe we're saving it up
I
because
understand that.
you're going to be on DRGNCAST. But he wanted to ask you, what's the hardest trick that you've ever landed, and what's the hardest trick you've tried but never landed?
Well, the hardest trick never landed was backside 900.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it was my kind of like a double Mac twist almost. Yeah. And I started with that trick in '97. The Hispo was with the Anderson 1, I think. But I never landed. I had also like battles with Sergi. I think was in Lyon at the World Championships. We tried these tricks, like each of us like 5-10 times, but I never landed that one. The hardest trick I land, I don't know.
The one you're most proud of, it doesn't have to be the hardest. The one that you would think back and go, damn.
The best trick from cancellation, maybe.
I don't know. So many, but
what about that? What about the ender? What do? You do like a lip board, or what is it?
That's a backboard backlip, but the one from cancellation maybe is the transfer frontside nose blunt on a kink rail. And
you know what? I watched that video back the other day before this, and it's so sick, man. There's so many good tricks you almost forget. Marek's section is my favorite, though. Sorry.
I've got a question, and actually, I've got a question, and I should actually ask Marek this. Which way does Marek skate? Because every time I watch it,
man.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't tell you. So he asked you so many questions, so you can shoot back and ask him one question.
What's your favorite trick in the whole video, apart from something from your section? So your favorite trick of someone else's?
The water slide from Eddie.
So the wall slide?
It's in Frankfurt. He do like a shifty through a fountain, splash some water.
Yeah, through the water.
I forced him to do that.
Really?
Forced him to, come on.
We actually have a question that we got sent in from Eddie. He's asking you, when is Cancellation 2 coming out? And that's not from me, that's from one of your crew.
Oh, that's I think really soon. I have I think 8 seconds or something.
Damn. I mean, in this world right now, that's decent going for during lockdown. Why is it called Cancellation? Where did the name come from?
I think we wanted to kill the drop-in video. I think, yeah. There was like our I don't know how you call it, like the level. We really loved that video. We watched it 100 times, and we want to have something similar. And
yeah.
that's why. And actually, I start with filming for a section because of you, Jamie.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was because of the Slalom scene part.
Oh,
It's one of my favorite parts ever, and
thank you.
that's when I started to film for a video part.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely need the Zoom makeup thing on because I'm blushing right now, really hard. Oh, thank you, man. That's cool. Cool, man.
Yeah, it was such a surprise, man. Like the technical, like the truck to truck tricks and stuff. It was just like came out of nothing. Like for sure, I was like with Simon Jones, expected like a crazy good part, but your part just came out of nowhere.
Thank you. Did you expect my part to be all on the microphone? Just like this. Yeah. Just chatting about the whole.
You kind of made cancellation sort of in secret, Thomas. It kind of came out of nowhere too. So what was the decision behind not to do any trailers or any sort of kind of promos or anything? It just kind of dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, because I think we were talking about, but everyone was making like fun, like those videos that never shown up, like TSFM, and
that's still in the making, man.
No, TSFM is
don't worry about TSFM, bro.
TSFM is the greatest streetboard video never made.
Yeah. Also the Ositos tour 2005 never shown up. And so it was kind of like that. Like everyone was like, yeah, for sure you do nothing, or for sure will take forever, or
well, I saw
take the video, put it in a bread bin and close it.
I saw these Instagram posts of Eddie going filming in Barcelona and stuff, and I'm like, what's he filming for? And then all of a sudden it comes out, and I really appreciated the way you packaged it as well. That was cool. Tell us about that.
Yeah, thank you. It was the idea from all of us, because we had like a long weekend. It was like I think Eastern 2018. We spent like 4 days together. We did some. We put the 4 parts together. Shoot the intro. Did like a random outro without any proper cutting, and with just a really good time and really good laughs. That's why the
I mean, the thing that do you know what? I'm gonna get up and get.
It's all right. I've got it.
You got it. There it is.
I've got it right here. We were talking about
back up a bit, man. Yeah, there we go. Good, you good.
My back. Oh, this is kind of cool, man. It's going a bit.
And it came in a box made out of. Where's the box?
I didn't get the box. I got this from the black market.
I got a box. Let me get it. You see, that's only wearing my underwear.
I got this from the black market from you, Thomas. You gave it to me. I think we made a little side deal for that one.
It comes in this cool little box, which is made out of a. I got it. This is a Sergi bar.
Sergi bar.
Yeah. And
dude, that's Eddie's work. He had a lot of work to do.
These are all skated in the video, and there's a limited amount of these. I don't know if they're still available. Are they?
No.
Okay, well, you're shit out of luck, viewers. Me and James got one.
Yeah, I think the most of the bars were skating in the video, and the main reason why we did that, like everything nowadays is like Vimeo, YouTube, some other casts, and we want to have something that you can hold in your hand, like a thing that you can put somewhere, and kind of like a trophy, or I don't know.
I think it's really cool. I think I still owe you €10 for this, but good luck with that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Have some beer.
My one actually sits and watches me sleep every night, and that's not a lie. So seriously,
in every situation.
Yeah, every situation. And so continuing on for that, we need cancellation too. So I've got 2 people watching me sleep, because this guy's cool, but I don't feel that safe. I need someone else.
So why is it an owl, Thomas? Because there's an owl at the end of the video. Huh?
Yeah, it's 1 hour all in the end of the video because we were, I don't know, we were laughing so hard when we were cutting and about random things, and I think Marek told me that my love reminds him as a comic, like a comic oil, and that's the one from the video. Yeah. So we decided to do the USB sticks as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Just we're gonna wrap up soon. Is there anything particular you want to talk about from the streetboard history right now?
No, not from the history. I want to talk from now.
From now, what would you like to talk about now?
Some people, I think Mario and one other one, like say, I don't know. We want to hear nothing about the 90s.
Yeah.
We want to live now and want to hear what's up.
Don't worry, that is the plan. I mean, so you've been skating since '95, streetboarding, and you've been, you know, one of the biggest parts of the scene, and really, you know, so since you started Ositos as well, like in the early 2000s, you've been there as the head and keeping the scene alive in Germany and worldwide through everything you've done. What is it about streetboarding that keeps you doing what you're doing? What is it about it?
Yeah, it's just a big family around the world. I really sometimes don't see people for like 2 years or something, and then when we meet, it's like, yeah, it's like a good feeling.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, and I just love the sports, and I can't imagine to stop. So
Cool.
it's just not in my mind, and I think it's also why stop. So I think if you're skating chill, you can skate until 60, 70, whatever. We meet in Korea. We meet a guy. He was like 74, and he was on a snakeboard.
Yeah.
And he had like a big how you call it, like a concussion on his head, and the people there translate and said, yeah, the guy fall on his head and he bought a helmet, and that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, we're wrapping up. I really need to piss.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, cool. So Thomas, we're going to do now. I'm going to do some questions, and they're going to be fast questions. So don't think about it. So don't think about it, and then just answer super quick. Like, okay, who's your favorite rider ever?
Sergi.
Why?
Then, because he destroyed everything. He goes one step bigger than the other ones.
Cool. And you're going to say, and then second?
Gabi,
Yeah.
then Mario.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Mario, absolutely. He's so powerful, especially compared to when I first met him all those years ago. And then when he came back from Chile and I next saw him, he had got stronger and so much more power in his riding. When he won World Championships last year, the power that he was putting into every air was just incredible. Yeah. It really was.
He's a sportsman. He's a machine.
Yeah.
Hey, I called that in the heats, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that could have been a close finals. It was good to watch.
Such a good competition. Really good.
All right, Thomas. So, okay, what's your favorite trip ever you have ever been on?
Trip.
Yeah.
Wow. Korea.
Yeah, ever still? Okay. What's your who's your favorite person streetboarder to travel with?
Mario.
Cool. What's your favorite trick that anybody else has ever done? Ever?
The first double back from Gabi over the mini mega.
Yeah. And what's your favorite contest ever?
Pooh. Wow, so many. I
Okay.
can't pick one single one.
And then this is a question that we had submitted from, I don't know who. I actually think it was a junk spam question, but it says, what's the last thing, and apologies to you if you put it in and it's not, but it was just like so random. What's the last thing you recorded on TV?
There was for that I recorded or got recorded. The one that got recorded was for local TV.
Yeah.
For Baden-Württemberg TV. There was like they had an interview from Mario for the World Championships.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and we had a session there. The skate park was still closed, so we were just had like a pre-entry before the corona.
And then another question from the crowd, from our Insta stories. How did you and Christian Can get on that car show?
That was on Chris's side.
Yeah.
He made like kind of interview. He did some pictures with Tilo, with our photograph back in the days, and he did some random pictures and sent them a nicely letter because he really wanted a new car.
Cool, man. Cool. Sam, have you got anything else?
No, I don't think so. Thomas, have you got anyone we want to say thank you to, or big up?
Yeah, I want to thank you, my family, Caro, my girlfriend, like the entire streetboard scene, all my friends here.
I mean, we could go on talking for ages. I'm pretty sure we've missed out many years of stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Sweet. Well,
Special greetings, Sergi. Congratulations.
You know what? Something that I remembered the other day, Thomas. Do you remember when we were having in 2000 in Utah when we were having the foam, the fight, the foam? Do you remember when I knocked you out?
Yeah, you knocked me out a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I was thinking about that the other day, man. I was like 17 and like too excited. And
Could happen.
do you have any like lasting damage from that at all? Because I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Oh man,
cool.
Dude, I miss you guys. What about what's this year's plans? You think any chance for a meeting?
Big things are going on.
I'm thinking I might try and organise something in the UK, and you hear it here first, people, listeners. I think I'd like to do something, but maybe September. I don't know, because I have a feeling by the time we get to October, we might have a big second wave in Europe. So I'd rather do it as soon as possible, but enough time for people to organise. So,
what's really good probably for a meeting will be Innsbruck. The skate park is super nice.
That would be cool.
And I think when we do it in the summer, I think Amsterdam get a new park.
Yeah, that was on the group the other day.
And wherever.
Cool. Why don't you do something?
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard right now. Like.
Yeah, for sure. What's the situation in Germany now? Are you allowed to go out or what?
It's all right here.
Yeah.
So you can go out. Some places are still closed, like sauna, clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go out with up to 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
If you are on private property, you can meet up with 20 people, I think. Well, they change every day almost, so no one knows. But you have to keep distance and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully, maybe in September, I'm thinking we might be able to organise something somewhere. I just want to see the guys, man, because I think for me personally, this is how DRGNCAST and everything that has come out recently had a lot of time to think about and how important my friends and this family, Streetboard family, is. So and especially you've been somebody who's always there. So
we spent many trips together.
So many. That's where the Gilbert and Clifford Law Inc. was formed in 2005 in the desert, a 13-hour drive.
2003, I think.
2003.
That was their clinic. Was
Yeah.
the clinic or the world?
Yeah.
And the clinic was 2003. Yeah,
So Gilbert, is that your middle name?
that's one of my middle names. It's actually my third name, and Clifford is Jace for everyone that.
Yeah, I know. Because my middle name is Frederick, and Steph's is Lloyd, and we were going to do Frederick Lloyd Clifford law firm. I guess it's just Frederick Lloyd now, which sounds better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's true. Don't worry. We'll see you in court.
Know yourself, Jerry.
We'll see you in court. Cool. Let's wrap. We're going to have to wrap this up, and so.
All right.
So first of all, big thank you, Sam, for joining as a co-host.
Yeah, no problem, man. That was really fun. Yeah.
And a big thank you, Thomas. Just keep writing because you've got.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah, you've got the
really
sickest
nice
style. I love watching you skate and just keep on blinking riding because you just kill it every time. And thank you to all the listeners. Like, don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube. Hit us up. We're on Apple Podcasts now, so you can actually subscribe on there and get every episode. And we will announce again who our next guest is before the next one, so you can submit some questions. And if you want shout outs, it's 07950 543 2621. Get us on the one ding and we'll shout you out. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Sam. This was DRGNCAST. Until next time, throw up the dragon strike. Hype, 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 hype.
Streetboarding dreams, future and past. Here in the present, it's DRGNCAST.